Well, that's part of that neck. I mean, that's part of the sanding done. I mean, I haven't done the back of the headstock yet, but I've done the tailpiece. See, it's quite nice now. I mean, it's not too bad. It's got a lovely feel to it. Yeah. So now, it's now to the headstock. Right, anyway, where was I? I've got a top tip. If you've got a pencil line and you've got a sand, and you need to do some sanding, you've got a pencil line, what do? Get yourself a scalpel, or anything sharp really, and fine. Just put some marks where the line is, and that way when you sand you've still got the indentations of where the line is. Right, I got where I am wanted to be with the headstock. I've sanded it down, I've marked it out, as you can probably see, where the peg holes are going to be drilled, and I'm going to drill a big hole at the top so it resembles a saucepan handle, you know, so you can hang it up. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get on to making the fretboard. I've basically marked on there where I want the fretboard to go, and I've just drawn a mark on the edges, as you can probably see. You see that? Oh, let's just knock this lot off of it, isn't it? Has that helped? Yeah, so you can probably just see where I've marked it on the edges. Put a mark like that, basically. You see that? Right, can you see that? I've put the mark. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to saw that out now. As you can see, I've cut the fretboard out. Now, as you probably remember earlier about drawing the central line down the neck. Now, I'm going to use that central line now. So I'm going to put this where I want it to be. Can you see that? And just gently mark where the line is on the fretboard. There we are, that's where my lines are. So now, when I know I'm doing the frets, I've got a straight edge, I've got a straight line, so I know what's central, if you get what I mean. So I'm just going to go to the computer and use my fret calculator. Right, here's my printout of my fret calculator, and what I've done, as you can see, I measured from the edge there, and I basically put a line down there and a line there. So when I use the central line on there, for example, so you can see there's my central line. So what I can do now is line up the two lines, as you can see, like so. So it's difficult to do this with one hand. And then what I can do then is mark out the frets on the one side, yeah, and then what I do is I move that line to that side, making sure that where your top nut's going to go, but that's straight. And what I've done then, I've done it that side then. And I've marked it off that side. Now following the central line, what I've done, I've put a series of lines, as you can see, and what I'm going to do is a couple of these I'm going to drill out through and into the fretboard, so that way when it's glued it can it won't be slipping about, so I know that my frets are going to be straight. But as you can see, I've drilled the holes, and then wooden skewers for the last barbecue. You also save them because they come in handy. What I also did to make sure it was right is I clamped that onto that, making sure that the lines matched up. So therefore I know that when I put the frets in, it's going to be straight. I drop the pegs in there, and when it's all glued up I can either drill them out or flatten them off and put some dots when I put my dots in. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these out. I'm going to start putting the lines in using a hacksaw blade. Nothing spectacular. If you go into a hardware shop, just try and get the thinnest blade you can, really. And what I'm doing is I'm putting the peg into the vise, and as you can see here, can you see okay? What I'm doing, I'm starting on the front line and pulling back and rocking onto the back line just to start. So and then when I've got my mark, I can just saw away. Obviously not all the way through. All you need really is just a mark for now, and you can finish them off when you've actually glued the fretboard on. So as you can see, that's all you need to do for the minute, and then I'll carry on doing the last two. What I'm going to do, put plenty of glue on it. And the same on the back of the fretboard. Just maybe turn around a little bit with your finger. And the same on here, just move it around with a little bit with your finger. You want a good tight bond. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop the fretboard on. Onto the two pegs. I'm going to put it down on the table and I'm going to clamp it.